Don't be afraid, YouTubers. You're at peace now. Just come into the light. Nothing to be afraid of except me. um, did a video not too long ago, a couple days ago, about playing the video game Puppet Show and Puppet Show 2 all night and getting creeped out by that and how it reminded me of this movie here, Dead Silence. Boop, boop. This is just the case. The movie's actually in my computer because I was watching scenes of it the other night and got creeped out again. There's just certain scenes in that movie that if I watch it, oh, there goes behind me. There's just certain scenes if I watch it, I get creeped out. That's why I'm talking to you in the dark. It's creepy. It's creepy. um, and I'm not the only person that finds this movie scary. I was doing some looking up of stuff on YouTube, was checking out the trailers and stuff, and I noticed in the comments a lot of people found this movie scary. Um, I think the problem is just no one went to see it. It cost $20 million to make, and only made back about 6 million. So, certified flop there. But a lot of people found it scary because they think that puppets are scary. But I don't think puppets are scary because I own a lot of puppets. Um, there's only about 2 movies out there that I find scary, and this is one of them. So I watch it for creeped out. I turn it on, turn off the lights, and watch it. But most horror movies I own are comical based. I have the entire Nightmare on Elm Street series. That's 1 through 6, 6 being Freddy's Dead. Then I also have it in the box set. It has the new Nightmare and an extra DVD that's has kind of a mist like maze game and where you can unlock interviews and stuff. And then I also have Freddy versus Jason, and I have the new Nightmare on Elm Street. And what I gotta say about those is, if you read Hollywood Monster by Robert Englund, he says that from the beginning it was meant to be a dark comedy, and it just got lighter and funnier as each sequel came on. And if you listen to the commentary track with Robert Englund and I think Ronnie Yu on Freddy versus Jason, Robert Englund discusses about how he's always seen Freddy as kind of a cruel clown, just of a different variety. Most clowns have slapsticks. He's got claws, and he dresses in stripes, and so do clowns. I dress in stripes partly because of Freddy, but also because stripes used to represent the outcasts of society. So, or that's what I've heard. I haven't actually found any proof of that. I've just heard that. I also own the entire Child's Play series, and each one of those, again, by the time you get to the last one, Seed of Chucky, straight up, just gross out comedy. It even has John Waters in it, so right there, gross out comedy. Another one of my favorites is Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. You know how I love burlesque comedians, so I watch that just about every Halloween just for fun. And Idle Hands is another favorite of mine. Just I own a lot of horror comedy. That's when I get a horror movie, I usually get the comical kinds. And there's very few that aren't kind of trying to make you laugh at certain points. The Saw movies are pretty serious, but I don't think they're scary. I think they're more gross. It's kind of splatter, gore, pornography, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's what it's about. It's about being grossed out or being like, oh, I can't believe they did that. Um, and I'm not the only person that likes horror comedy out there. A magazine that I like to check out every once in a while. For 2010, they put out their top 100 movies of the decade, or was it top 10? Might have just been top 10 movies of the decade, and it was a, a subscriber vote, and the winner, the movie that won, which won by like twice as many votes as the second place winner, was Shaun of the Dead, which, as we all know, is what we call a rom-com or a zombie romantic comedy. So that one, and everybody loves that film. Anyone that's seen, I don't know anyone that's seen it that didn't like that movie. Um, I don't own it yet, but I just haven't gotten around to buying it. Uh, the second one on the list was another horror comedy called Trick or Treat. If you're a fan of Halloween, you gotta see that. Just about any horror comedy, comedy horror, I like. I even own like Ernest Scared Stupid. That's one of my long time favorites ever since it first came out when I was like in fifth or sixth grade. Yeah. So not often do I get a movie that actually scares me, but one of the two that do. This right here. And it's pretty interesting to note. I realized this. The name of this puppet, the creepy ass puppet that they made for this movie, and they were trying to make a creepy puppet, is named Billy, as is my puppet. This is a replica of Pee Wee Herman's puppet. It's called Billy Baloney. His name's Billy. The puppet from Jigsaw is named Billy. And then another ventriloquist puppet I want to get is I want to get a W.C. Fields puppet. And the W in W.C. Fields stands for William. So his name would be Billy. Ah, I'm out of juice. I'm out of juice. Oh, so it's just light by the screen now. Um, but to finish up, yeah, this Dead Silence is one of the two. I'm gonna name the other one in just a minute, so you all can really laugh at me then. But this is one of the two movies that if I watch it, I will be going to bed slowly at first because I'll have to turn on every light in the house and then like walk slowly turning every light off as I get to the bedroom. And then once I get to the bedroom, it's a run and a jump where I wake my unfortunate wife up. Up, here we go. Where I wake my unfortunate wife up and she yells at me, "You dumb idiot! You watched that movie again, didn't you?" Even though she says that she finds the movie creepy too, so it kind of makes me feel better. But I think she's just saying that to be nice. If you see the scene in the mortuary, ugh, ugh, scares the crap out of me. Now, what's the other film that scares me? You may ask. What other film could scare this guy who loves horror as much as he says he does? He calls his website MrZeroTerrorRide. Terror ride. Off of a dark ride. A scary dark ride. What other movie could this possibly be, and why would it scare him? Oh, juice is gone again. Why would it scare him? Well, the movie is. Do you know what it is? Do you know? Did you get? Oh, 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 oh. Did you see it? Oh, yeah. Orphan. Orphan. Yeah, that movie scares me. Well, it doesn't scare me. It creeps me out. The thought creeps me out. Those a spoiler alert for you if you haven't seen the movie yet. I had it spoiled on me and it still creeped me out. But the thought of adopting like a little girl who turns out to be a psychopathic 30-year-old midget, yeah, that creeps me out. Do you know how many kids I have coming through this house all the time? All these people bring their kids over. What if one of them was a midget that wanted to kill me? That would be that. That would scare me. I'd be terrified. So yeah, those are the two films that scare me. Dead Silence, and a lot of other people found it scary. And Orphan. I know it scared Miley Cyrus because I saw video footage on there of the little girl from here meeting Miley Cyrus, and Miley's like, "Oh my gosh, she scared me so bad in that movie." So, I mean, that scene where she's like taking off the makeup and taking out her false teeth and all that. That's scary movie. I just love like how the poor mom in there is just like the only person that realizes what's going on. Such a good movie that I don't think got a good chance. And of course, most people are like, no, movie's dumb, but I like it. And that's how I tend to be. Um, but speaking of movies that are dumb, I'm pretty soon I'm gonna do a video talking about, are movies dumb? Do they ever have the opportunity to really be dumb? I mean, as long as one person likes it. And I've got a couple movies to talk about that are independent in nature, and I'll talk about whether or not you can ever say any movie, you know, no matter what the budget is a piece of crap. So until then, I will see you in the future. End communication.